Evening and welcome. Happy New Year. Today is January 6, 2026. It is 5:30 p.m. and we are in the Bosch Freilich meeting room at Mandan City Hall. Mr. Neubauer, could you please take the roll call?
Commissioners Schoberg,
Here.
Heinschaum,
Here.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Here.
Mayor Freilich.
Here. And at this time, we will have Vietnam veteran Ken Bullinger, who was wounded in the Battle of Hamburger Hill, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Ken. At this time, we will start with announcements. 2026 Homestead Veterans and Primary Residence Credit Programs. Kimberly?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Thanks for this opportunity this evening to share these reminders for the credit programs that property owners have available to them. I'm going to go over 3 of them tonight. The first one I have up on the screen for you is the Homestead Credit Program. That to be eligible, you need to be 65 years or older or permanently and totally disabled. You must reside in the property in which the credit is claimed as of the assessment date, which is February 1st, and have an interest in that property. The total income for that household, so your spouse and dependents, needs to be under $70,000. So you take your income less your medical expenses, and if that's under $70,000, you could qualify. If you need more information, contact your local assessing office. This is a program that is statewide. All 3 of these programs are statewide. So the second one I have for you tonight is the Veterans Credit, and that is available for veterans or surviving spouses of a disabled veteran with an Armed Forces Service-Connected Disability of 50% or greater and an honorable discharge. So the veteran or the surviving spouse must own and occupy the property. Again, for more information, contact your assessing office. And the third one, if you've been watching the news or anything lately in the last couple of weeks, the primary residence credit. And now that is a $1,600, up to a $1,600 property tax credit. This one, you must own your home in North Dakota and reside in it as your primary residence. There's no age restrictions. You can only have 1 primary residence credit per household. And this is an online application, so it needs to be applied online. And I have listed the phone number. You can call up there if you're not computer savvy. If you live in Mandan, come on down. We'll help you do it here. And I stand for any questions. Oh, and there's one more thing I wanted to show you that I think is interesting. I have an example. You can qualify for more than one of these credits. Here's an example that I got where if you had a $446,000 house, it gets factored down to the taxable value. You could have a 50% homestead credit, a disabled veterans credit of 100%, and then if you go to the bottom, at the bottom of the right-hand column, you'll see then there's that primary residence credit taken off. So if you wouldn't have those 3 credits, this tax bill would be over $5,000. This person, if you qualified for all of them, this example, they'd be paying $143 in property taxes. So it is worth the few minutes to fill out these forms.
Okay, any questions for Kimberly? Okay, thank you, Kimberly. Now we will have Matt Shannendorf from the Mandan Progress Organization update us on the New Year's Eve celebration. Christmas lights, maybe?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Yeah, we had a good New Year's Eve celebration in Mandan here, and it got a lot of attention. So we had the New Year, New Light fireworks display, world record display at the lot just to the south of the Mandan High School on December 31st, and it went over very well. I have some photos here to just kind of highlight. Pull them up here. There we go. Okay. There's Commissioner Heinshaw and his family enjoyed the enjoyed the show. At the high school site, we had 852 of the spots that were sold. That was our sellout point. We estimate between about 4,000 to 4,500 people were on site at Mandan High School to view the show from the parking lot. The funds raised from the sales of the parking lot were just over $30,000, and that will go be split and go to the Western North Dakota Honor Flight, as well as the Wounded Warriors Project and the Mandan High School Marching Band as their kickoff fundraising for their London trip next New Year's Day of 2027 in London. But you can see some of the opportunities we had and people on site. Big shout out to and thanks to all the city kind of departments that really help with this. This is what kind of brought this to light. From the Mandan Police Department, the Mandan Fire Department, Mandan Public Works, the Mandan School District, City of Mandan. We're all involved in this. There's the picture of the full lot that we had. Parking went very smoothly with the volunteer help of the Mandan Band Boosters, and they had about 50-some volunteers from parents and students that were scanning tickets, getting people parked the right way so they could see the shoot site. And let me jump down to the show itself. So this is the shoot site here, which is just to the south of the Mandan High School parking lot. This was a wonderful partnership with the Mandan Progress Organization and Pegasus Illuminations LLC out of Mott, North Dakota, known for some very awesome fireworks displays. They did a world record show last year outside of Mott, and then obviously did another world record show here. The world record that they were attempting to break was the most Roman candles to be shot off in under a minute. And so their goal was 2.5 million, and they established a new record of 2.8 million plus some after that. But as the official World Guinness Book of World Records for the most shots fired off, here is the world record going. We were downwind from that, so you're getting a lot of smoke. But the surrounding areas, particularly at Starion Sports Complex and anything south of the shoot site, got a very good show of the fireworks. And if you just go on social media and look at and search Mandan World Record, you're bound to see a video that has the Roman candles going off. It was about 5,000 Roman candle sticks that were mounted together, and each stick had about 555 shots in each one, and they all went off simultaneously at one time and completed the shot in under a minute. So that's what achieved the world record for Pegasus here in Mandan. There's more of that. And that was just 45 seconds of the show. The rest of the show went into a pyro musical that included the national anthem, taps being played, as well as other musical selections highlighting the stories of veterans and what they face through mental issues, as well as just issues coming back to the communities, to bring awareness to that through the partnership with the Wounded Warrior Project. This was what we call a pyro musical. So sitting in the parking lot, viewers got a very good view of the show with the musical selection being transmitted to car radios through an FM transmitter located in the park. It was a pretty powerful transmission. We had folks that were at Fort Lincoln Elementary on the south side of Mandan, which were able to pick up that transmission and listen to the music. So it was broadcasted quite a ways from Mandan High School. A collection of different types of fireworks, groundwork, aerials, things like that. We had which was the highlight of the evening, were the notorious fireballs that went off. Caused a little bit of a stir as people saw them from various areas and didn't know exactly what was happening. But those were generally designed and part of the show. They were not a mistake or not a flaw in the show. They're designed with different gallons of gas in tubes with a charge that's dropped in them, and that create the impressive fireball. There was a series of 5-gallon ones that went, and then a series of 10 gallons that went right after that. So it did create quite a spectacle for people that were viewing it. So that's what I have for the show itself. We don't have the full numbers yet of the surrounding area. We're working with the Bismarck-Mandan CVB, who are the sponsor of this, presenting sponsor of this, and they're going to run a Placer AI on the area surrounding Mandan High School to get kind of an idea of what the total watch attendance was outside of the high school property. We do know that Star Inn and many of the other parking lots in and around the area were pretty full with people that were viewing the show. After the show, traffic did work pretty well. It looked like about 45 to 50 minutes after the show was completed, traffic was back to normal flow, leaving the Mandan High School parking lot. So a great event. I think overall on a social perspective, we estimate right around 4 million to 5 million views via live stream, social influencers that were here streaming it from various spots, MPO's page, North Dakota Tourism's, CVB. It was live streamed on 3 different platforms, one of them being Spirit 76 Fireworks, which is the national wholesaler across the United States. They streamed it live from their site and had people from all over the world watching that live stream. So about our estimates right around about 4 million views for this particular show. It was featured on shouldn't say featured, briefly mentioned on the Today Show after the fact. Mandan was not mentioned, but it did mention that North Dakota achieved a world record at a fireworks show kicking off the 250th anniversaries of the U.S. So, and to your question, Mayor, about the holiday lights, it is still open and is open till Saturday of this week.
Okay, and then just briefly touch on July 3rd, briefly.
So July 3rd, again, we are working with Pegasus Illuminations that produced this show to produce a pyro musical highlighting the America 250, and that'll take place on July 3rd at 10:30 at night, and it'll be located, our shoot site will be located just north of the middle school for that particular show, and that will be free to the public. More details will be coming out in the next few months as we head up to that, but we just launched our Facebook page for that and for the event page, so you can definitely follow that for all the details that will be coming down the line for July 3rd at 10:30.
Good deal. It was a great show, Matt. Thank you to you
Thank
and
you.
your staff. Thank you to Dr. Bitts and Mr. Andreessen at the high school and the school board, the Mandan PD, the Mandan Fire, ID Subaru
Yes.
for allowing us to be up there, Public Works. And then we had people from Missouri, we had people from Michigan,
We had,
Kansas,
and
China.
In China,
Hunan
yes.
province in China.
So Cowboy Fireworks was one of the sponsors of the fireworks, and their executive group flew, I believe, 70 hours to get to North Dakota to watch the show. So they traveled quite a long, I wouldn't say a long ways, but a long time to
Yes.
get here. But yes, we actually had executives from both Cowboy Fireworks and Spirit of 76 Fireworks that were here at the high school watching the show. So we thank them for their generosity. Again, all of the fireworks were donated and sponsored by the fireworks. In terms of the setup and crew that came in, we had crew from all over the country here with Pegasus. Their team was about 45 strong. Crews from Minnesota, Missouri, Texas, we're all here, pyros in their nature, here to help Pegasus put this show together. So there are a lot of professional pyros that donated their time and came to North Dakota to put this on. So this was a really nice gift to the community to kick off the 250th celebration.
Yes, it was. And thank you to Pegasus.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful people. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Matt. Project updates, Jarek?
I don't know if I can follow that up. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Over the Christmas and New Year's holiday, the projects haven't been super active, but I did want to hop on here and reiterate that we have a Mandan proper public input meeting, open house, coming up. This will be for all 4 phases of the Mandan proper project area. So we sent out mailers to everybody in all 4 phases to come and kind of kick off what will be many, many years of projects in this area. The open house will be Thursday, January 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. at First Lutheran Church. And just wanted to make everybody aware of that if they're in that area or interested in the project. That's all I really had for tonight, but do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Jarek?
Mary Jo, you might mention too, we probably ought to let them know that the state is working on those potholes on Memorial Highway, and they're trying to get them filled up because it's a little rough riding right now, but they're out there. The last couple of days have been out there working. I've been seeing them do that.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like they were doing their best. So keep it in good shape.
Okay. Thank you, Jarek.
Thank you.
Mr. Neubauer, any public comments?
Mayor, no, we did have one comment on the public hearing coming up, but I think Jordan and Rachel will address.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, you have the agenda in front of you. Could I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brown, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We have the minutes of the December 16th, 2025 City Commission meeting. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion for the December 16th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Rohr. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on to public hearings. Item number 1, consider an amendment to a special use permit by amending the proposed site plan for Lot 1, Block 1, Bridgeview Bay Addition. Jordan?
Good evening, Mayor Freilich and Commissioners. I'm here before you this evening to consider the amendment to a special use permit, which you read, 2600 Marina Road, Southeast. This was before you the last time, September 17th, 2024, for the original special use permit, which was a permit allowed for the construction of multi-use shops for 3 structures with 18 shop condos on the property. This amendment is to clarify the structures within those units. So what took place was we had the unit numbers, and then we had the structures, and the structures that had the number of units swapped. So we had a building that had 7 units, we had a building that had 6 units, and we had a building that had 5 units. And let me get that on the screen here for you. This is the new one, but what this special use amendment does is clarify which buildings have which units. So we are not changing the number of units, which is still at that 18, but which ones they are. And I'll draw your attention to the east side, which is along the Missouri River side, which is where we have the added unit on the bottom that has the kind of jagged edge for the unit. So that's what we're looking at. It wasn't an existing one, which would be to the south, but that building swapped that. So a lot of different things within that, but that's what we're bringing forward to you is the change in the special use. The other thing I want to note from planning and zoning is that we're still waiting on the updated condo declaration agreement and the changes that they specifically requested, which would be the adding of the special use permit language in that. So that needs to be added as well, which was wanted by the P&Z Commission. The other thing I'll draw your attention to, I know there was a letter that was sent to you this afternoon. Nancy sent that out from just a concern, and if there are any questions on that, if you haven't had a chance to read it, I can answer any of the questions that come from that letter as well. But our ask tonight is that for the amended special use for this property, and I'll stand for any questions.
I'll go to the last paragraph of that letter. We're still maintaining the 30-foot setback and 4 rows of trees, correct?
That is correct. And I saw that in our agenda documentation, there was a line in there that says landscape buffer to the south shows 2 rows, and that is incorrect. What is stated in that letter is correct. There is 4.
Okay.
Yes.
Any
And,
other,
and 30 feet. Yep.
any other questions for Jordan? If not, we will move to the public hearing, and we'll open the public hearing and ask for comments. First call for comments. Second call for comments. Third and final call for comments. Public hearing is closed. Commissioners, what would you like to do?
I'll move to recommend approval of the amendment to the special use permit by amending the proposed site plan to the presented site plan for 2600 Marina Road Southeast.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Schoberg, a second by Commissioner Brown. Any further discussion on this issue? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun. Yes. Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We will now move on to item number 2. Sorry about that. Consider a resolution determining the sufficiency or therefore insufficiency of protests for the Street Improvement District 241 Red Trail. Jarek?
Mayor and Commissioners, good evening. Yep, this is for the 2026 Street rehab project that we have planned for the area around the Red Trail Elementary School. We, at the November 18th meeting, we created the necessary resolutions to create the Street Improvement District 241. We posted the resolution of necessity in the Mandan News on the November 28th and December 5th, and 30 days had passed, and we had received only 5.5% protest by land area. We also broke that up into a couple different metrics. That was 5.7% of the total number of parcels, and then it also represented 9.15% of the total estimated assessment values. So a few different metrics just to give you a full picture of what was going on here. And then I do have the protest map pulled up here. You can see there was a concentration around the mill and overlay area in the manufactured homes here. Even in that area, the protest rate was below 50%. So we are recommending holding the public hearing, and then we have an associated resolution where we're recommending passing the resolution determining insufficiency of protest. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Jarek? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to the public hearing. This time we'll ask for comments. First call. Comments on District 241 Red Trail. Second call. Third and final call. Public hearing is closed. We will move to resolutions and ordinances. Item number 2.
Mayor and Commissioners, yeah, it's just a kind kind of a repeat of the information that I just told you. We're recommending approval of the resolution determining insufficiency of protest.
Okay. Commissioners?
I move to approve the resolution determining the insufficiency of protest for Street Improvement District 241 as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rohr, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun. Yes. Rohr,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We will now move on to bids. Consider awarding bids for the Terra Valet decommissioning project. Jarek?
Riley will be taking this one, I'm sorry.
Riley?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Let me pull up the map here. Okay, have it pulled up here. So this project would eliminate a lift station located right here, known as the Terra Valley Lift Station, and eliminate force main that runs south towards Sunset, and replace it with a gravity sewer that will run east towards 1806 and tie into the new A2 lift station in the Sunrise View development just right up here. This project was estimated at $1.1 million, and bids came in 10% under, with Crow River Construction winning with a bid of around $1 million.
Any questions for Riley? Okay.
Riley, this is a strictly all underground work, correct? Nothing overground?
Yep, they'll be doing open trench construction, but it is all underground, so it'll all be covered back up.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Riley? If none, what are your wishes, Commissioners?
Move to award the bid to Terra Valley decommissioning to Crow River Construction.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun. Yes. Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items you would like removed? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brown, a second by Commissioner Heinchan. No further discussion. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. There is no old business. We will move on to new business. Consider a task order amendment to proceed with design for the Red Trail reconstruction project. Jarek.
Mayor and Commissioners, this is related to the resolution determining insufficiency of protest that we were just talking about. I did pull up a flow chart here. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so everybody can see where we're at here. Tonight we have a task order amendment with More Engineering that would add design and bid support to their current agreement with us. We usually structure our agreements like this to limit exposure to risk of having large engineering service contracts for projects that might get protested out. So we are now in the district approval area here, where we would move into design afterwards, design and bidding, in which point we would have another amendment that we'd be expecting at that point for construction oversight. The task order amendment here for tonight is for $115,000, and this amount would be paid for through the special assessments in the district. I can try and answer any questions that you have, but we are recommending approval of the task order 9, amendment 1.
Any questions for Jarek?
Jarek, we've already had 2 public meetings asking for input from the neighboring folks that live there. Is that correct?
Mayor, Commissioner Schoberg, yes, that is correct. And I think that it's been going really well. I was actually a little bit surprised at the lack of protest in some of these areas, because there was a lot of discussion with property owners that ended up not protesting, even though they were vocal during the meeting, and they, had a lot to say about the project. So I think that we're progressing, and everybody's been participating, and it's been a good experience so far.
So this change has been well received?
I would say so.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jarek? Thank you, Jarek. Commissioners, what are your wishes?
I'll move to approve Amendment 1 of Task Order 9 as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 2 under new business, consider an engineering agreement and submitting a State Water Commission funding application for Area 2B near Roosevelt Elementary. Jarek?
Mayor and Commissioners, this project was last in front of the Commission at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, right around then, when the district associated with this project was protested out. We received over 51% of project area, and therefore, during the kind of capital improvement planning, we had kicked it down the line a little bit. Since then, since our capital improvement planning effort, Public Works has had to respond to many water main breaks in the 2B area. And I will pull up Google Maps here. The area that we refer to as 2B in the engineering department is this area east of Christ the King and south of Roosevelt Elementary, to about 6th Avenue Northwest and to Main Street. So kind of a backwards L-shaped neighborhood right here. The the task order that's being considered tonight is for communication and district creation services. I was going to say, we've got, we're at the very beginning of the process here. We have another timeline. So we've kind of put an emphasis on getting out ahead of the district creation with communication efforts. And we are planning on having a public input meeting on January 21st for this project area, even before we create the district. And Task Order 11 would help us, would support us in those kind of, those efforts. We are also seeking $228,000 of pre-construction funding through the State Water Commission, which would cover this task order as well as future design task orders that would happen before a construction bid takes place. We're recommending approval of the task order and authorizing the submission of an application. I can try and answer any questions if you have any.
So, Jarek, can you pull that graph back up again? This is essentially a derivative of the graph for the old Red Trail, or for the Red Trail Elementary neighborhood.
Mayor, Commissioner, it is, yeah, same format.
Okay, so in this one, you've circled step 1. So this is basically step 1, and we're going to have a public input meeting with the folks in that neighborhood at Roosevelt Elementary, I believe. And that gives those residents ownership so they can come and recommend what they would like to see done prior to the design part.
Mayor, Commissioner Schoberg, that's correct. Yes, there's many versions of the project that could exist. Our most pressing need is to replace the water main breaks that Public Works is having to respond to over and over again.
Okay, so for the folks in the home audience, when they saw this graphic earlier for the Red Trail Elementary, we were beyond the second meeting, public input meeting.
Correct.
So the folks have some say and input into what they want done in their neighborhood.
Absolutely, that's the goal.
This is fully transparent. It's nothing that we decide on here without the input of the people that live there.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Jarek, could you pull the map back up? Zoom in a little. Does this consist of 10th and 1st?
Mayor, yes, it would include 10th and I think it goes up to Third. I don't remember exactly where the limits of our previous project ended, but it would abut the previous project, and we wouldn't leave a gap.
So, over to what, 9th? Where did we have okay, so we had a break on each side of 10th. This summer, we had, was it 9th or 8th at first?
Mayor, yes, I believe most of the breaks were along First. I think there was one up in this area just south of the old high school, and I might be missing some too, but they happen fast, and it seems like when one begets another, so they chase those breaks around quite a bit.
Yeah, so in that area of town, how many breaks have we had?
35 in the last 20 years was what Grant just said.
Thank you, Grant.
Oh, and there was one this morning too.
There was one this morning?
Oh, maybe it was a street over. It might have been slightly outside this district, but in the area, yeah.
Okay.
Mayor, I think, wasn't there, and Shane could probably answer this, wasn't there 6 and 8 days or something like that we had this summer in that area? So, I mean, we're popping regularly.
Yep, yeah. I can get better information on that for you guys next time.
I think the point's been made.
Absolutely.
There's been a lot. Okay, any other questions for Jarek? If not, thank you, Jarek. Commissioners?
I'll move to approve task order number 11 as presented, and also move to authorize the submission of the State Water Commission application for grant as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Schoberg, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 3 under new business. Consider entering into an agreement with EAPC Architects for Fire Station Number 3. Chief Bitts?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. As mentioned, we are requesting permission to enter into an official agreement with EAPC Architects to help us walk through formalize our site selection for Fire Station 3 in the northwest part of Mandan as we look forward to that station coming closer and closer to development. We also want, as part of their scope and fee, is to help us evaluate whether or not we incorporate in an EOC or an Emergency Operations Center into that facility, and if so, what that looks like, to what extent we would build that facility out to house an EOC if we do go down that route. And then also help us finalize our design and what our fire station would actually look like, and put together some preliminary numbers to, again, help us make more educated decisions. And at some point, we will have to go to a vote of the people, more than likely this coming summer in 2026. So part of this process is also to help us communicate some public input meetings and help us communicate what those needs are and what those costs are to the taxpayers once we get to that point. So in addition to entering into the agreement with EAPC, we're also requesting a budget amendment for approximately $70,000, which in consultation with the finance department, we have that money available from general fund savings from 2025 to help offset that cost. So that's kind of a high-level summary of where we're at with this agreement and the funding, but I stand for any questions you may have.
Just a refresher, where is Fire Station Number 3 going?
Mayor, Commissioners, currently it's up in the northwest part of Mandan, near the water tower or Hillside Road area is where we have identified a site that we currently own, kitty corner from Pepsi. But we're not 100% committed to that site. As part of this process, we want to make sure that that is the correct site. Again, as mentioned, we do own land there as a city currently, but we're looking at a long-term place. We want to make certain that it is the appropriate site for the long term.
Mitch, EOC is Emergency Operations Center, is that correct?
Mayor, Commissioners, Commissioner Schoberg, that is correct. EOC is Emergency Operations Center, and we currently do work well with our neighbors. Morton County and Bismarck has we've also utilized that one as well, but we want to make sure that we're not selling ourselves short, being as we are building a facility, that it is up on a hill, it's not down in the floodplain like the rest of our city facilities. If nothing else, it maybe would be used for short-term meetings, another nice meeting space for city functions. So we, like I said, we work well with our neighbors, but we want to make sure that we're not selling ourselves short and being short-sighted, being as we are building a facility out of the floodplain.
So if there should be a compromise in the levee system, which basically surrounds the city on the west and the south sides, we'll have a dry spot to go.
Mayor, Commissioners, Commissioner Schoberg, that is the thought process behind that, absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Chief Bitts?
Well, I move to allow staff to enter into agreement with EAPC Architects and amend the 2026 Fire Department budget as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rohr, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Thank you, Chief Bitts. Now we will move on to resolution and ordinances. Item number 1, second consideration of ordinance 1482, which is a zone change from RM residential multifamily and agricultural to RM residential multifamily for Big Sky Estates 8th Edition. Jordan?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We have Rachel, our planning consultant, on.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. There have been no comments on this one. This is a zone change to accommodate the addition of a right-of-way into a lot. The initial hearing had a minor plat associated with it, and that has not changed. That is waiting on this zone change as well, but there are no comments and no changes.
Any questions for Rachel? Okay, thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
I'll move to approve the second consideration of ordinance 1482.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. There is no other business before the commission tonight. The future meeting dates are as follows. Tuesday, January 13th at 2 p.m. there will be a working session for the financing options for public facility projects. The next full commission meeting will be Tuesday, January 20th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Not 5:30, 5 p.m. Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, February 17th, 2026 at 5 p.m. again. And Tuesday, March 3rd, we're into March already, 2026 at 5:30. And with that, I have a dinner date for, it is my brother's birthday. And be kind to your neighbor, be kind to yourself, and onward and upward, Mandan. Meeting is adjourned.